Warsaw. Let's do this. Are you ready? Let's do it. Welcome. I'm going to teach you how to pitch. And this is something that Americans naturally do very well, and Sweden is terrible at doing. Poland needs help, and I'm here to help you, okay? Let's do it. There's some important, we have to start by changing your mind completely about the process. And my history with this is I produce a very large event in San Francisco every year, now 8 years, and it's 9,000 people. It's a very large startup conference. And we have 50 companies present on stage every year. Some famous companies start at this event, Dropbox and Yammer and Mint, and I coach all 50 how to present to this large audience. And I'm going to share the secrets with you today. And these 50 companies every year tell me that was the best part. We were at the conference, 9,000 people, we have lots of press and marketing and meet investors, but the best part was learning how to pitch. So I'm going to share with you today for free the best part. You ready? So the first part is you have to understand the audience. We have to understand the audience. So when you're writing your presentation at home, right? The night before, right? Or sometimes the same day, like 2 hours before, like you're in the next room or in the, waiting. Some people are very lazy and they wait until the last minute. Anybody here do this? Right? Everybody, this is human nature. Everybody does this. Thank you for being honest. Everybody does it. You're the honest person in the room today. So the goal is we need to understand deeply the audience perspective. When you're writing your presentation the night before, normally you're thinking to yourself, okay, I want to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want to say 20 things, right? The reality is the audience will only remember one thing from your presentation. Not 20, not 10, not 5. They remember one thing. I'll give you an example. If we have 50 presentations, like 25 yesterday, 25 today, 25 startups, and these 25 startups, then they leave and we have a lunch break. And we listen very closely to the audience during lunch. Which one did you like? Like all of the audience members talk to each other at the lunchtime, right? Which startup do you like? Which one you like? Which one you like? Yeah? You can imagine this? The conversation, if you listen very closely, I listen very closely, I pretend like I'm nobody and I'm in the audience, I'm like, oh, and I'm listening to these two guys talk. And they say, oh, I like the startup like Uber, the new Amazon for babies, or Netflix for cats, or whatever. That's it. That's what they remember. They don't remember the company name. This is important to understand. When you pitch, they won't remember your company name. And you think, I have 10 things I want to communicate. They won't remember your company name. They remember one thing, just a basic idea. So you have to focus on this basic idea. What do you want them to remember? One thing. You get one thing, not 10. Okay? This is important to understand. And part 2 is you are competing with other people on the stage, right? You have people presenting before you, you have people presenting after you, always. Even when you pitch a VC, you go to pitch a VC, they have somebody just before you, they have somebody just after you in the calendar. And then they meet for lunch, and they talk at lunch about 5 companies, not only you. So you're always competing. Not only do you compete before and after you're competing with email, look, and Facebook and Twitter, right? Yes? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, email. So this is the reality. We are competing with Facebook and Twitter and email, always. Now, when you start the presentation, the audience gives you 1 minute to catch their attention. You have exactly 1 minute. And you catch their attention, or they go to Facebook. This is the reality. And you have to accept this reality. So you have to plan. How am I going to catch them in the first 1 minute? I'm going to show you how to catch them every time, guaranteed. I didn't do it today, obviously. But no, that's all right. So I'm sure it's notes. You're taking notes. I understand. So, but I'm going to show you a technique to catch in the first 20 seconds every time. Okay? This is real. I watch the audience every time with a watch. And I watch the audience, and they start the presentation, go. And then I watch the audience, and then everybody goes to email at the same time. It's a social rule, right? You have to respect the audience, the person on stage for the first, I have to watch you for a little bit. Okay, now you're boring. Now I don't have to watch. It's a rule, right? If I start with the video at the beginning of the presentation, the rule is you don't have to watch. You can stop now and I can do email right now. Because I don't have to respect the video, I have to respect the person. So you have longer if you start with the video, be very careful. Okay? So, how do we catch them? I'm going to show you. Before I show you that, we really want to focus on the end goal. What is the end that you want in your presentation? You want them to go to your website, you want them to download your app, you want them to click some button, you want them to join your email list, you want them to schedule a meeting, you want them to give you money. You need to be very, very, very clear exactly what you want. Don't be ambiguous about what your point of your presentation, okay? Be very clear in your mind exactly what you want, and make sure you communicate it very clearly, okay? And have a plan. Like most startups pitch, an event like this, you need to be building your email list, you need to be building something. Make a decision and make it very clear what you're asking. And the key to being, oftentimes you want to be selected or chosen from the group, right? There's a winner sometimes at a lot of events. Or if you're pitching VCs, you want to be the one that they choose to invest in, right? They have a partner meeting. Most VC firms, they have every Monday they meet all the startups, right? They have all the partners. You want to be the one they select, or you want to be the startup that gets chosen, or you're pitching a big company like Starbucks, your new product, and they listen to 10 different ideas. You want to be the one that they choose. What's the secret? And one of the secrets is you want to be very memorable, and you want to be very likable. And I'm going to show you, this is also the key. So you want to catch their attention and be memorable and be likable. That's what I'm going to show you. Here's how we do it. Does anyone know this? Does this look familiar to anybody? This is from a famous movie called Top Gun, yes? Who here knows this is from Top Gun? Everyone knows Top Gun. Okay, good. So here's the question. This is a test of your memory. In the movie, this is Tom Cruise. Who knows this is Tom Cruise? Almost everybody. Good. So American culture is very strong in Poland. Good. So can you remember his character name in the movie? Can anybody remember the character name of this individual? No. One person. Good. Huh? Maverick. That's right. So and there was a hint, by the way, in the photo. It's at the bottom on the airplane. You can just see the beginning of his name there. Now, in the movie, he flies an airplane, and all of this. Do you remember there was a beautiful blonde woman in the movie? And they have sex in the movie. Do you remember this? At her house. It's blue. Do you remember the song? Take my breath away. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right? Remember the song? You remember the scene. You can see it now, right? It's blue and black and like a silhouette, right? And he puts his tongue in her mouth like this. You remember? It's a crazy scene. You don't remember. You try to forget, right? Okay. But this movie is 27 years old. Okay? 28 years now. Long time. Most people have not seen this movie 10 years, 20 years. You haven't seen this movie. So this is to test our memory from 20 years ago, 27 years ago. How does she get to her house? How does he get to her house? How does he get there? Does he take a taxi, a hot air balloon? No. Shh. Raise your hand if you know how he got to her house. Or how does she get to her house? Raise your hand if you remember. She, the blonde girl, she goes to her house, and then he comes after her. He chases her. Raise your hand if you remember, how does he get to her house? A lot of people. He gets to the house on a motorcycle. Yeah? Why do you remember this? This is 27 years ago. You should not remember this. This is useless information. Right? What did you eat for breakfast yesterday? I don't know. But you remember the motorcycle from 27 years ago. Right? Why? That's crazy. That makes no sense. The PowerPoint you saw yesterday, you saw some presentation yesterday. What was slide number 5? Yeah, sure. Mr. Chess Genius over here knows every slide on every presentation, yeah? 27 years ago, what was slide number 5? No way. Yeah, which presentation? Yeah. The point is, we remember when it's a movie, when there's drama, when it's visual, our brains can remember for a long time, like the motorcycle. When it's PowerPoint, we don't remember yesterday. Why? This is very important to understand to present, right? This is powerful. So how do we do this? Because being memorable is very important to being chosen and selected and liked. So there's when you're a parent, the reason is because we have two different brains. We have the story brain, it's very visual, very creative, and then we have analytical brain, math and science and PowerPoint, right? And when you were very young, your parents read you stories. They do this in Poland? Yeah. Good, I hope so. We do this in America. And these are the 3 most popular children's stories in America. I wonder if you have the same ones here. The first one up here, does anyone know these stories? These are the 3 most popular, right? There's maybe 50 very popular. These are the 3 most popular. This is Jack and Jill. This is Humpty Dumpty. You have Humpty Dumpty in Poland? The egg, he falls off the wall. This is Little Miss Muffet. Okay? I'll sing you the songs if you want them. They're cute. They're all cute stories. There's something in common in these 3 stories. Can you see the common thing? Drama, exactly. That's exactly right. Look at the drama on his face. Like something bad is happening. Even she's like, oh shit, right? Look at Humpty Dumpty. That's like a oh fuck. That's even more. And she's so scared. It's like right? Serious drama happening. These are for 2-year-old children. Why are we showing drama to 2-year-old children? That's a whole different conversation. But drama is very important in children's stories, and your parents read you these stories before you can talk, right? Before you can walk. You get this, right? Our brains, the story part of the brain starts very early. It's very deep. It's very deep in our being. Before you can talk, before you can walk, we have stories. Visual, cute, simple stories. Very powerful. Our brain is made for this. We don't show children PowerPoint. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. Yeah? What? Maybe your parents showed you PowerPoint. This is why you can remember the... but we don't do it because the brain is not made for this. The young brain is not. Maybe 10 years old, 14 years old, maybe. right? You start to develop the analytical mind. It's a very different mind. And when we are presenting, normally we are presenting to the analytical mind. In presentation, PowerPoint, right? The secret is, shh, don't do this. Why? Because when you present to the analytical mind says, no, not going to work, right? You watch a startup present, you think to yourself, oh, this is too expensive, and the sales is going to be very difficult, and you can't get enough money for this in Poland, and hospitals don't want to buy this. No, right? This is analytical mind talking every time. Yes? Investors, everybody does this. We don't want to do this. We want to present to this mind. We want to present to the story mind. So we're going to create a little magical children's story, a little movie, and we're going to tell we're going to make a movie about your product, your company. And we tell the little story with a drama. There's one more thing that's common in these stories. What else do they have in common? They do have a happy ending. You're right, they have a happy ending. That's amazing. That's right. They do. You can't see that in the photo, but they start with drama and they end with a happy ending. You're exactly right. There's one more thing they have in common. They are emotionally dynamic. That's a great point. They start very negative and they end very positive. That's exactly right. One more thing. Wow, this is the smart audience. They all have characters. I mean, that's kind of obvious. But they're like people. When you look at Jack and you feel the drama, you and Humpty Dumpty, you push your own image onto this character. Like when you watch Tom Cruise in the movie, you think, that's me, right? You do this sometimes, right? You're watching Harry Potter, do you feel like, I could be Harry Potter. I feel a connection with Harry, right? You know what I'm talking about. Do you do this sometimes? Everyone does this. I do this. You do it deep in your mind. You feel it. You don't want to tell people you do this, but you do this. Everyone does this. This is the human nature, right? So, we have to create step number 1, we're going to create a character for your startup, for your story. Step number 2, we're going to add a drama. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to, that's too fast. So, who has a startup here? What is your startup? What do you do?
We create algorithms to analyze biomedical data.
You what?
We create algorithms to analyze biomedical data.
Biomedical data? You create an algorithm to analyze biomedical data.
Yeah.
Who else has a startup? Wait, I saw yours before, right?
Yes.
Tell me what it is again. It's a robotic startup. You make it very easy to create robots. Yes. Super easy. Exactly. The easiest in the world, right? Okay. Are you going to kick me off the stage now? Okay. Okay. So, we're going to create and children can use this, right? This is kind of unique for you. It's so simple, even children can use it. So, this is the child. We're going to create a character. This is Peter. And what is Peter's drama? Or maybe it's the father, and the father has a drama. He can't connect with his child or something. Right? So we need some drama. And the drama can be positive or negative. So this is Peter. Peter doesn't know yet, but he's going to get fired tomorrow. Right? Now, if I start my presentation, it's like, okay, next presentation is, what's the company name? Your company name. Usario. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Usario. Okay. Robocore. Let's use Robocore. So somebody finished, some startup finished, they leave. Next, ladies and gentlemen, Robocore. Yay. Okay, thank you, everybody. Now, if I say my name, you're not going to remember my name at the end of the presentation. So, don't say your name. Why? Why say it? They won't remember it. And it's not important to your presentation. The end goal doesn't matter. And the audience is listening. The audience is thinking, what part is important? They don't know. So don't give information that's not important. It's just a distraction. You have a goal over here. You have information here. Only use the information that's important for the goal. The other information is garbage. It's in the mind. It's a distraction. So focus on the information that's important for the goal. So don't give your name, what school you go to. It's not important. Save it after. Be careful with, you want to children's story? All the information is very important to the story, right? They don't tell you extra information you don't need. So don't do that. You want it to feel very simple, very easy, very light. Take out all the extra information. Okay, so start the presentation. This is Robocore. Hey, everybody. You start the presentation with a character. This is Peter. And then you show a photo of Peter, right? I'm going to, for an example here. Like this. This is Peter. Peter looks very happy today, but tomorrow his wife dying of cancer. Right? I add the drama right away. It's heavy, right? Yeah. Are you listening to the story now? Yes. Oh, guaranteed you are going to listen to my story. Why? Because first, you see the guy, nice guy. You instantly, takes about 1 second, you project your image onto this person. Tell me about Peter. Oh, I'll tell you about Peter. Peter looks very happy today. Tomorrow his wife dies of cancer. You're like, oh, fuck. Okay? But now I told you, I'm going to show you a trick to catch their attention. And you have that 1 minute window. I got it. I got your attention in 5 seconds. Use this trick. The character, drama. Drama can be positive or negative. This is Peter. In 10 minutes, he's going to propose to his girlfriend. That's a positive drama, right? Can be both. Doesn't matter. Still, I catch you, right? If he's going to propose to his girlfriend. Yes? So, then the next step is character, drama. Then we're going to use your product to, the character needs to go from here to here. Like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is going from the airplane to the girl's house to have sex. He needs to, how does he get there? He needs the motorcycle. So your product is the motorcycle. Okay? Make sense? So, let's come up with a really, what's a good famous startup that everybody knows? Like, no. Maybe in Poland. We need, I want to give an example of people know, like, is Square, Spotify? What is Square popular here? It is? Square. Charging with a credit card with a mobile app? Spotify is better. Huh? What is it? Uber? People use Uber here? It's like a competitor to Uber? Okay. I just used it yesterday. It was okay. I used it last night. It just started. I see. I want to find one that's like more like a. I know the Robocore one. I'm trying to think. Airbnb is a great one. Yeah. Everyone uses Airbnb here. Everyone knows it. Okay. Let's use Airbnb. So this is now in Airbnb. You have two sides. You have the house owner and you have the person. Who's the main character? Who's the person? Who's in the story? It's a great question. You can do both, right? So we'll start one. This is why I want to choose Airbnb, because this is a marketplace example. We have two characters, two sides, and it's very common you're going to have two characters in your story. Let's start. It doesn't matter. We're going to do both. We're going to try both sides. Let's start first with the homeowner. Make sense? So this is Carol, or this is Peter. Peter has a real problem. His wife is going to leave him. He just lost his job. This is Peter. Peter, here, let's go back to Peter. This is Peter. Peter looks very happy, but he has a real problem. He can't pay his house mortgage. His house mortgage is 2 weeks away. He doesn't have enough money to pay the mortgage. He's afraid he's going to lose his house, and his wife is now very stressed. She's going to go to another guy. Yeah, she's a bitch, yeah. This happens. This is life. So, luckily, Peter just learned about Airbnb. So now Peter can put his apartment. He recently learned about, Peter learned from his friend, like John, about Airbnb, where he can make money from his house. So now we go to the product. Very easy. Now, this is important. We want the product to feel very simple, very easy, very light, like a children's story. And Peter's going to use the product. The audience pushes their image onto Peter. Now, when we show the product, we say, okay, so Peter, the first thing, Peter goes to the website. He likes, it looks very simple. He enters his name. He chooses his house. He puts a photo of his house, very easy, right? Usually very simple steps. And then magically, boom, we have this is called the wow moment. This is very important. The wow moment is the moment when the audience feels electricity, like a shock, a spark from you. This feeling is very important. If they feel this energy, sometimes I'm going to show you an example of the wow moment. And you're going to feel the electricity. And you're going to say, wow. When you say wow, I have you. You and my product, we're going to be partners. You're going to invest, I have you. If you don't say wow, we have no business together. Okay? So I'm going to show you a video right now of a wow moment of a product. And the important part is every web startup, every product, every startup, you ask something from the user, and then you give them something back, right? In Google, you ask them to type the name. Google gives you something back. Airbnb, you search for a house. They give you houses near you to rent. Uber, you input where you are. They give you back a car is coming to pick you up, right? Every product is the same. User input, user gets something back. At this moment, we don't know what does the user get back. The first time you use Uber, you don't know. I put in information. What do I get back? I don't know. Airbnb, first time you use, you don't know. You put in information. What do I get back? Now, the secret is, if the user input A, the user will get back A time 5A. You want to, if user get back just a 2A, it's not great. You want the user to get back, wow, I put in a little bit, I get back so much. This is important for every product, right? And you want this moment when you get back, this is the wow moment. You see what I mean? This is a very important moment in the presentation. Here's the character. Character has a problem. Character is going to try to solve the problem. They try many things, but they can't find a solution. Luckily, they learn about a solution from a friend, so they're going to try this new solution called a RoboCore. So they go to RoboCore, they enter information, make it feel very easy. So you want the input to be very small, very easy, and you want to get back to feel very powerful, because this is your product, what the user gets back. So I'm going to show you a good example. Can you please play a video called Grade Cam? So this is somebody
This is actually my mother a few years ago. She was a 7th grade language arts teacher in Pleasanton, California.
Character
She was
is his real
overwhelmed
mother.
with the amount of paperwork that she had. As a junior high teacher, she had over 1,000 pieces of paperwork to grade each week.
She has to grade thousands of papers.
And then after grading those assignments, she had to manually enter each of those grades into her grade book.
In the photograph. So
The
you have
first
the
time
character
she used
and the
grade cam in her
problem
class,
together.
she logged in. She went to
So she goes
forms.
to the product.
She printed out forms before the class.
No, the problem is she has to grade thousands of papers every day.
Then during
she
class-
comes home. Can you turn off the audio?
She wrote 7 questions on the board, on the chalkboard.
Yeah, turn down the audio.
And they were multiple choice questions.
Turn off audio. Yeah. So, the first time the mother comes to here, she is going to now, she has so much problem grading so many papers, she has no time for her son. Saturday, Sunday, she's too busy grading papers. So pause for a moment, hit pause on the video. So she comes to GradeCam. She learned a new way to grade papers using the computer. She comes to GradeCam. She's going to do a test now with her children in her classroom. She tells GradeCam, okay, I want to do 7-question quiz. And this is the correct answers. Question number 1, correct answer is A. Question number 2, correct answer is B. So I tell the software the correct answers. Press play again. And turn up the audio.
Their quizzes. They brought them up.
So she gives the quiz to all the students. The students come to her desk, computer.
And as quickly as they were placed in front of the camera, each assignment is scored.
So they use the webcam on the computer. You show the paper?
I've just scored all of those quizzes. One of the students actually had a hard time. But GradeCam was able to read it anyways. Immediately at the end of that quiz, she went to instant item analysis, and right there she was able to see that.
So did you feel the wow? Right? The student do very little, just hold up a paper, boom, instant grading, right? And it took 1 minute. You don't know what's going to happen, right? When you see what happened, you think, oh wow, I get this instant grading for teachers inside the classroom. So that is the wow moment. You feel it? If you feel it, you feel the little excitement. Did you feel it in your stomach, right? You don't feel it in your brain. This is important. When an investor wants to invest, they don't feel it analytically, in the analytical mind. They feel it in their, just same. When you meet somebody, a beautiful girl, beautiful guy, it's not a decision. It's something else, right? You feel it in your body. You don't think, yes, I like you, right? Yes. Yeah. No, you have no choice, right? You feel it. Same thing here. When you saw this, the same wow moment. It wasn't, you didn't make a decision, I like this. You feel it, right? Or you don't feel it. But the goal is we want them to feel it. So you have to test this. This is important. This is the point. If they feel it, you win. If they don't feel it, you lose. So create your character, create the drama. We need to, and then test this on your friends, on people you don't know, and find out, do they feel it? Your wow moment. The user does the input, user gets back at this magic moment. This is the wow moment, okay? Now, there's also second wow moment, third wow moment, possibly. In this example, as soon as she has all the grades from the students, it takes 5 minutes. All the students come to her desk, she grades all the papers. Now, she sees question number 1, or question number 2, everybody got it right. Question number 5, everybody got it right. Question number 6, everybody got it right. Question number 3, nobody got it right. So, she stops and she says, okay, everybody, you don't understand number 3. I'm going to teach that again before lunch. This is going to change education because now she knows before they go to lunch, she can fix the problem and teach the lesson again. This is a second wow moment if you explain it correctly. Make sense? So practice explaining it in a very simple way. You have to know, where is my wow moment in my presentation? And make your presentation it's not a guess. You have to know very clearly where the wow moment is, and you have to make it and test it. Do they feel it? And if they feel it, great. You're going to get the contract. You're going to get the partnership. You're going to impress, and they want to learn more. If they don't feel it, nothing's going to happen. Okay. Hit play.
Number 3, despite someone answering that, only 33% of the class got that information right. And she was able to reteach that right in the classroom immediately.
So my point is sometimes there's 2 wow moments.
Then to eliminate her paper needs,
this one has
she went
a
into her
third wow
electronic
moment.
grade book. GradeCam works with any electronic
It
grade
automatically
book.
puts all of the scores into any gradebook system. Any software teachers are using,
into LearnBoost.
they enter the grades.
Our technology
This
to
one,
many
it
different
puts
companies.
it automatically. She doesn't have to write them in
May have been at
anymore.
Inspired K through 12, may have seen Mastery
And the beautiful
Connect,
part is, pause here,
Illuminate.
the happy ending at the end of the story,
is using it with Data Director and it's
the beautiful part, the emotional part is, so the motorcycle is GradeCam. Here's the teacher. She has drama. She has thousands of papers in her hands. She has no time for her own children at home because she's too busy grading the students' papers. She goes GradeCam. She does this. It's so fast. It's so easy. So powerful. Now and then this is amazing because he is the son of the teacher, right? You remember it was his mother. He says, I build this for myself and my brother and for all the children of teachers, so they have time with their mothers. Right? You feel this? Yeah, it's like, wow. Like, that's kind of amazing. Like, this teacher's children don't have time with their mother, so he built this for them. It's like, oh, wow, that's very smart, additional, emotional, right? So it makes you think like, yeah, I want to support this, right? You feel that? Okay, one more video. The other video, yeah, Test Max. So we're going to show another video. It's going to do the whole process. He's going to create the movie for you. He's going to have a character. He's going to have drama. We're going to go through the product with the character's eyes.
And Jacob was just accepted to Harvard
from the
Law
beginning,
School,
and
like
we need lots of volume on this one.
He will eventually shell out $4,000 for a Barbary bar exam prep course.
More.
After all, that's the whole point of law school, isn't it?
Again?
To pass the bar exam and become a licensed practicing attorney.
One more time.
Yet only 5...
Now, but 1 minute. Watch. He uses very special language when we're going to watch the product. We're going to watch the product from the character's eyes, the character's perspective. This is very important. And listen, he wants you to remember 4 things about this product. What the character likes. Try to remember what does the character like about this product, okay? So start from the beginning, please.
Out of 10 Barbary students...
Yeah. Thank you. Here we go.
So this is Jacob. And Jacob was just accepted to Harvard Law School. And like 9 out of 10 law students, he will eventually shell out $4,000 for a Barbary bar exam prep course. After all, that's the whole point of law school, isn't it? To pass the bar exam and become a licensed practicing attorney. Yet only 5 out of 10 Barbary students actually pass the bar exam. This number is embarrassingly low, so you won't hear it reported. But it is not surprising when you realize how a Barbary class actually works. It's students in a classroom watching pre-recorded videos. Not to mention made-up questions and 50 pounds of books. So today, Jacob just got out of one of these 4-hour mind-numbing Barbary classes, and in dire need of a break, he's decided to go grab dinner with one of his law school classmates, Jessica. The dinner's going well, but as most conversations between recent law school graduates, the topic eventually shifts to the bar exam. And Jacob, like every other Barbary student, is thinking there has to be a better way to prepare. Before he can finish venting, Jessica pulls out her iPad and shows him BarMax. The first thing he notices is an extremely user-friendly interface that gives him everything he needs to prepare for and pass the bar exam. Jacob sets his start date, and the calendar automatically populates with his assignments that he can check off as he completes them. It doesn't take Jacob long to notice the quality of BarMax's content. Inside the app, he finds clear and concise outlines for each subject, accompanied with audio lectures provided by Harvard Law School alumni, all of whom are law professors. The convenience of BarMax is also readily apparent. He loves the idea of no longer having to lug around a ton of books or sit in traffic to watch a video in a classroom. Jacob also realizes that he can save $3,000 because BarMax is 1/4 of Barbari's price. But what excites Jacob the most about BarMax is that our pass rate is not 5 out of 10. It is 7 out of 10. Jacob is stoked. He only wishes he knew about BarMax before he wasted his hard-earned money on Barbary. So we are TestMax,
Okay.
and we are
So, the Jacob photo is very, very, very fast at the beginning, and he goes to Harvard Law School, and he's going to, if you want to be a lawyer, you have to pass the test, the law test, called the bar exam. And 99% of law students, they take Barbary. Do you remember, what is, he tells the problems about Barbary. What are the problems with Barbary? How much? $4,000. What else? What is the pass rate? 5 out of 10. Did you notice he put full screen 5/10? This is critically important to his presentation. That you remember. What is the pass rate of? Well, sorry, I won't ask. What is some of the other problems with Barbary? Well, yeah, if you sit in a classroom, whatever. So what is the benefit now? And then he introduces TestMax, right? But he starts by saying, this is Jacob. Jacob hates the 4-hour videos and the price and the books. But he's talking, all law students complain about this, and his friend Jessica, new character. If you have a second character, this has a second character. If you have a second character, always make it the opposite sex from the first character. Why? 2 reasons. Most important reason is if you use, first it's Jacob and Jessica, but after he says he and she, right? If both are men and you say he, it's not clear which character. So if they're opposite sex, it's very clear. You say he, it's Jacob. You say she, it's Jessica. Do this. It makes it much more clear for the listener. So Jacob meets Jessica. Jessica shows him TestMax. And the first thing he notices is, you see the product. And the first thing he sees is it's very clean, very simple. And he has his schedule. The next thing he notices, right? When I talk like this, or it moves your eye. I want you to notice that it's very easy. I want you to notice, so I say, the first thing Jacob notices is, it's very simple. It's much more, if I tell you, this is my product, it's very simple. Or I say, this is Jacob. Jacob tries the product, first thing he sees is, he feels it's very simple. Which one is more powerful? If I tell you, this is my product is simple. You think, it's bullshit. But I say, this is Jacob. Jacob's a law student. Jacob logs in. He tries it. First thing he feels, this is very simple. You don't think, bullshit, right? It's different. You think a little bit of bullshit, right? Right? But it's very different. This is my product is simple. It's just, no, I don't believe you. With the character, it's much more believable, right? And more importantly, I'll save that for later. So the next thing is he uses the product. It's very simple. Jacob loves that it's, he doesn't have to carry books anymore. What else does Jacob like about BarMax? He loves the price. It's 1/4 of the price. But what does Jacob love most about BarMax? Exactly. Which is what? Everyone saw it was 7 out of 10. Why did you remember that? Because visually, if he only says it, maybe you don't remember it. He wants the big full screen, 7/10. This is critical, right? If you get that point, that was a little bit of a wow moment, right? The 7 out of 10. That's like, okay, this business might work. So he has another wow moment at the end. The creator of Barbary is now his board member. Joined his team. You said wow. I saw your mouth said wow. That is a wow moment, right? You physically feel it. You're like, oh shit, that's amazing. So if you know this is a wow moment, you have to decide when to do it. Sometimes you're going to ask me, you have a few questions. I know what your questions are because I do this everywhere all the time. your question is, what if everybody uses this technique? Yeah? We're out of time? We're getting close. I'll speed up. How much time? Can I have 5 minutes? 2 minutes. Jesus Christ. Okay. Can I go back to the presentation? Yeah? Now, I'll just go. Give me 2 minutes. So you have multiple different types of presentation style to investors, press, partners, and 10-minute, 1 minute, 5 minute. The format works for all of these. You need to change the format all of the time for each style, okay? More importantly, when you do the personalization, when you go to pitch somebody, usually there's one person you want to really influence. It's important in the investor meeting, you're focusing on one person. If you're a startup, you know, there's a jury, whatever. Here's a trick. Make the character's name similar to the important person. If it's Jeff, make it John. And Peter, make it Paul. And make it look the same. Or, even better, use the person's wife or girlfriend. Her name, do some research. Her name is Jessica, this is Jessica. And they look the same. Okay? Or the children is also good. If you have a venture VC investor, child's name, John, great, this is John. He looks like John. Do this. This is secret shit, okay? This really works. And also do some research. Where he go to school? What college? Oh, magically, John went to this school. And oh, what you're from Krakow? Oh, great. But you don't say that. You don't tell him. You know, this is Peter. Peter went to this school in Krakow, and he's like, what? Or the wife. Where the wife go to school? Do the research, okay? Why? Because it forces them to not the analytical brain. It forces them out of analytical brain. They're like, wow, right? Yeah. So, one more point. Data. How do you communicate data in the presentation? You can do that. This is the teacher. 1 in 5. Use very small, simple numbers, fractions. 1 in 5, 10%, 5%, 18%. Don't use 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. The brain doesn't work like that, right? So, and the images are very powerful. So if I want to get money from you right now, this room, I want to get, you know, $1,000 right now. If I want to, for children in Africa, I show you data about Africa, the rain and the starvation and the people dying and PowerPoint and slides, a chart, Excel, or I tell a story about this child, and this child's name is, you know, Samuel, and his brother, and You see the point, right? You pick one person, use the one person example, and I can say Samuel is one of, 80% of the children in his village are going to die this year. That's fine. You'll remember this number. But don't say 5 million, 15 million. Your brain just will never remember it, okay? It's not as powerful. Say 80%. So one more important, last point. Yeah, last point. So when you're telling the story, don't say, there's 4 words, don't say these words. We. Who is we? There's no we. There's the character and the brand. Uber, Airbnb. So he goes to TestMax, and he tries TestMax, and he likes TestMax, and Jacob and TestMax, and Jacob and TestMax. Okay? Don't say we. Who the fuck is we? There's no we. We is TestMax. If the presenter says we, it's not clear. Who do you mean, right? Use a brand, TestMax, or your brand, okay? Don't say you. Who's you? That's the audience. You test it out. You're not a college student. You're not a law student. So it doesn't work. You come to TestMax and you try this. You're like, I don't care. I'm not going to law school. So don't say you. Unless you are the next Instagram for everybody in the world is using Instagram, then okay, the audience is the character. You understand? Don't force the audience to use the product. Right? The audience is not the user. Create the character as the user. Don't force the you. Don't say I, the presenter. Jacob is the character. Jacob's using the product. I'm not in the story. Jacob and TestMax. If you say I, they don't focus on the movie. They focus on you. You don't want this. You want them to focus on the story. Just like a children's book story, you read a child the book, don't say I. It breaks the mind. It breaks the mental movie, okay? And last, don't say can. Why? This is very important. A story, in the story mind, it's always in the past tense. It's a story, right? It's in the past. Most people, when they present, they say, now Jacob can do this. Jacob can do this. And Jacob goes here. Now, if he clicks this, then he can do this. There's no if. There's no can. He does it. Jacob comes here. He clicks this. He likes this. Then, next, he comes here. He clicks this. It's very concrete. It's very real. It's very past tense. This is the story mind, okay? Not he can maybe do this. That's not a story. Then I don't know. Is he going to do this? I don't know. Make it very clear, concrete. Make sense? So that's hypothetical. You don't want a hypothetical story. Maybe he does this. You want a very concrete story. That's how the brain works, okay? So, questions? We don't have time for questions. Yeah?
We have, yes.
Okay. Yeah. If everybody uses this technique,
Okay.
does it work? Yes, it still works. You can have 50 people all use this technique, and people love it. Yeah. Next question.
That wasn't a question.
Okay.
I think there is a fragile border between saying a story that is catchy,
Yeah.
like yours,
Yeah.
and naive, sloppy. A bit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking how not to get to this field.
Give-
Especially I think in Europe, it's negatively perceived
Yeah.
when you get to the naive stories,
Okay.
especially when you're speaking to very wise people, very wise audience.
Uh-huh. So you're worried if the story is too simple?
Too simple, yeah.
It
Too
feels like
simple,
you're
too naive.
insulting them?
Yeah.
I
You know,
mean-
sometimes we say about Hollywood movies that
Yeah.
they are like that.
I see.
And that's why we are looking for something more ambitious, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, we are watching it. That's true, maybe.
Yeah, and the other point is all the Hollywood movies are the same. They start, and by the way, I left one point out is the happy ending. We have to end on the happy ending. The character he rents his house on Airbnb. He gets the money. He saves. Now his wife's happy, and they make so much money on Airbnb. They're going to buy a second house. You have this extra bonus happy ending, and it feels good.
It sounds a bit naive.
It does, but his point is right. Hollywood movies are naive, and we still watch them. And the pop songs on the radio are also simple and naive. But this is how if you make it personalized to the person with the name and it looks the same and you provide the right data. Don't confuse. Your goal is to focus on the emotional wow moment shock. If they feel it, anything else doesn't matter. If they feel it, test it. You have to test it, and most people make the mistake they don't test it. You have to. If you don't test it, then don't present. Like make sure it works before you use it, right? And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, change it. If you feel like it's not working because it's too simple, change it. Usually, it doesn't work because it's too complex. 90% of the time, the problem is it's too complex. We need to make it more simple. It's very rare that it's too simple. If you watch videos on Dropbox, you go to Dropbox, they play a video. This is Bob. He needs a magic box for his shit on the internet. It's super simple. It's crazy simple, right? You've seen this same methodology, the same technique in short little web videos on internet sites, right? Here's a character. He's confused. Then he learned about this product. Now he loves it, and you should try it too. Buy it now, right? You've seen this video on Dropbox. Has this video. Airbnb has a similar type video with the characters and da-da-da. Everyone knows this methodology works beautiful in short little web videos. By the way, a big tip. If you want to make a small little video like this for your product, this is beautiful to send to investors, the link of this video. Anybody you want to talk to, sales, investors, anything, because they don't want to read text. They won't read text. If you're pitching investors via email, just send a URL, like a photograph with a play this video. They'll watch it. They'll get the idea. They have a much better response. So the simplistic super simplistic video, usually simpler is more better. It's very rare it's too simple and they feel insulted or something. I haven't seen this.
Okay, I see our next guest. So, last question. If there is there a last question?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, we have to ask the genius over here. What was on slide number 6? No, doesn't matter. It was only 15 minutes ago. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned that we've got first minute to grab the attention.
I can't hear you.
You mentioned that we have only first minute.
Yeah.
To grab
1 minute
the
to catch
attention.
the attention. Yes.
Yeah. So which of those tricks I should do in the first minute? You know, to present the character,
Introduce character,
and the drama,
introduce drama, and then you have them.
and that's all in the
That's
first
all
minute.
you need.
Okay.
And then you need to start your product. You have to introduce the motorcycle, hopefully in the first minute also. So here's a character, here's a drama, they have a problem. What are they going to do? They don't know. Luckily, they learn about this new product. They're going to try it, and they go, they experience for the first time. They don't know if they like this product or not, but they look, it looks beautiful. They try it, they like it. They press this, they're surprised, then they try this, they really like that, it feels good to them. So you talk about your product from the character's feelings. The character really likes this, the character loves this. They try this, wow, the thing, and then they really like this part, right? I can't do that directly. My product is great because it's great this way, and it's great this way, and it's great this way. It doesn't work. You need the character to feel it, and the character says, the character clicks this, and they really like how it looks beautiful, and then they try this, and they really love how it's so easy to do this.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.